We're going to dive back into the 2010 vintage now. So 2011 we've just gone through with the Terebros Shiraz and the Shotfire Shiraz. Now we're sort of, not only we're jumping back a vintage, but we're also jumping into the Cabernet dominated blend, the Bordeaux varietal blend that we do. So this is about, I think on the taste notes was about 45%.
43% Cabernet Sauvignon, 33% Cabernet Franc, and then 12% each of Merlot and Malbec.
We also tend to sneak a little bit of Petit Verdot in there from vintage to vintage. Although Helen, the new winemaker, is not such a fan of Petit Verdot for some reason, but everyone's got a personal sort of love or hate of certain varieties. But so the reason it's Quartage or Quartage is because those 4 varietal blends. You know, that's pretty unusual in Australia. There's not many people out there doing Bordeaux varietal blends. Although there's a few more now, because this wine did really well for us in Australia. It won the Adelaide Wine Show and went on and did some really good things for us. So kind of launched Thorn Clarke as a winery in Australia. So we have got a few imitators, which, as I say, imitation is the best form of flattery, or the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah. Amateurs borrow, professionals steal.
That's a good one. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, 2010. It was one of the most easy vintages, I should say, that we've had. It was very, very mild summer, not much rain, perfect. It was really, really easy vintage. I think it comes through in the wine. You can see it's got lovely ripeness. As a winemaker, really just had to make sure we got the fruit in, got it crushed and pressed and fermented through without any problems. And it's got a lovely little bit of French oak on it too. And that's a little bit of a statement about how we approach Shiraz versus Cabernet blends. Shiraz, certainly the Shotfire, are mainly American oak in a typical year, whereas the Quartage, we used to call it the Cuvée here in the States for many years, is much more French oak. So it's much more a pairing of French oak and Cabernet blend. In terms of style, the fruit's more restrained, whereas you see the Shotfire Shiraz, the fruit's much more apparent. This has actually got a lot of things going on it. It's got more of a savoury note to it straight away. It's got a real. One thing I love about this wine is you can see that trace of sweetness coming all the way from the front to the back, and it carries it. The lovely thing is that it's a lot of the fruit that we're growing these days. Our vineyard predominantly actually up in the hills. The funny thing about the Barossa is it's got 2 areas too. It's got the Barossa Valley floor, which is roughly about say 700, 800 feet, and then right next to it, it goes up into the Barossa Ranges. Well, the Barossa Ranges have its own designation, its own sub-region. It's called Eden Valley. Even though it's a range, it's actually the sub-region is called Eden Valley. And that's where a lot of our vineyards are from, because that's where the Thorns, my mum's side of the family, settled back in the 1870s. So it has a lovely bit of acidity sitting there, just balancing that fruit. And that's what you need for a wine that's going to carry and have length and structure. It's got to have some acidity to it. I think that's what the message has been from, or what South Australia and Southeast Australia hasn't been known for, is having that. It's being grown predominantly in the warmer inland areas where the wines have beautiful fruit, but they don't necessarily have the backbone to carry it. Whereas one thing I love about that wine is it's just got it. It's got great balance. So that's a wine you could lay down and see some years in the cellar.
A little spiciness in the finish too. I don't know if that's from the characteristic of the grapes or. That's 14.5% alcohol, roughly. Little heat there, but I'm getting some pepper too, you know.
Yeah.
It's good though.
Yeah.
Adds to the complexity of the wine in a good way.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying this around the States the last week and a half or so, and it's been a bit of a trade favourite. So everyone loves the fact it's got things going on in it. It's got more complexity, perhaps, what you'd see in a straight varietal. So people say, well, I know I can sell the Shiraz, absolutely, no problem, but I'll give you a case of the Quartage, because I think that'll just be a fabulous little wine to see people looking for a Cabernet blend. Hey, why don't you try this? You haven't seen this before? Yeah. We like giving that wine a bit more age in the winery too, because Cabernet tends to obviously have more tannin, more structure. So Or to smooth those tannins out, it just needs a little bit more time in barrel. So typically the Quartage is released about 3 or 4 months after the Shiraz. So it might be a vintage behind at some period during the year. But I like the fact we're giving it some bottle age. I think that's, for those wines, if the tannins aren't smooth before it's consumed, I think the consumer gets the idea. These tannins need to be given a bit more time.
After a year in oak, you want it to
give it some time.
blend together and meld.
Exactly.
Flavors.
Yeah, that's right. The other thing is, of course, being a blend, it does need a bit of time to settle down and bottle.